Hey, it's been a while. So I think I've got my garden just about fully planted, and I thought some of my friends might want to check it out. This is the part that probably looks the most like it did last year, and this is just where I'm putting my zucchini and my squash. So you can see I've got a few zucchini coming up here in the front, and I've tried to succession plant those so I'm not covered up all at one time. And here is the yellow squash coming up. I swear I weeded just the other day, but this rain, everything's going crazy. And spaghetti squash. So this is the part that looks pretty much the same as it did last year. Everything else is quite different. I've got a little bit of salad bowl lettuce coming up there. This is an interesting story because it's the broccoli that just overwintered and it refused to die. So when our friend came and plowed the garden, he dug it up and it was still alive, and I planted it here and decided since it was so hardy and determined, I was just going to draw seed off of it. The same way with the kale, same story, just decided to live all winter, so I'm going to use them for seed since they want to live so badly. I'm working on, that's my knee board. It saves my knees in the garden. Anyhow, I'm working on thinning out my lettuce here, and I'm going to treat them for a little bit of fungus. I can update on that later. Emily's bok choy on the back. Emily's onions that are coming up. And then let's come down this way. Just wait, just a span. So you can see the garden, we've expanded it. Last year, I think it was 35 by 50. This year, it's like 50 by 75. So I've went up considerably amount of square footage, but it lets me plant a lot of stuff. I still got my helper back there in the background, Fonzie. He's so faithful. Anyway, okay, let's start down here, this row, right here, after we left the onions. Burpless cucumbers coming up there. And then all of these are my pickling cucumbers. And on the very, I hate how I do that. On the very end is some straight eights. Where are my gloves? I was trying to save my fingernails when I was working on the lettuce. I put a little bit of dill. I put some herbs here. It looks like the dill's coming up because I'm going to use that in my pickles. Last night, I planted my sweet potato slips that I had got started. So these were really cool. Actually, Mom had some sweet potatoes on her counter the last time I was over, and they were growing eyes, so she gave them to me, and I started the slips off of them. So that's where I got my slips for my sweet potatoes, and we'll see how those do, because I'm pretty sure they were store-bought. But yeah, I didn't count how many slips I got out last night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Looks like 10. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I put them about 3 foot apart. Here is beefsteaks coming up. Those look good. I actually got these from the nursery just to kind of get a jump start on those. But you can see there's some flowers coming in on those. Here is my peppers. So this section right up in the front, here's banana peppers. I got some coming sooner, and then some that are just kind of getting started. And then this end is bell peppers. And there's a couple bell peppers here, actually, I think, mixed in, and starts right about there. But we had some coming on early, some coming on later, which I'm hoping this works to my benefit. Got about 10 heads of broccoli coming up here. My cabbage is looking wonderful. Got a little bit of purple cabbage for some salad, and then some regular flat Dutch cabbage. I want to make some sauerkraut with that, obviously. And then here is a mix of aromas. So what I did with that is I do have some big aromas, and then I got some smaller ones just kind of planted in that's going to take off later. So hopefully that staggers out all my tomato processing. Beans, look at this. Okay, 3 rows of beans in, and when those got going, then I planted these two probably about 3 or 4 weeks later. Probably 2 or 3 weeks later, maybe. Anyhow, they're coming up. So I've got 5 50-foot rows of beans. I hope that puts lots and lots of jars in the cellar this fall. Down here are some cool tomatoes. Now they're getting a very slow start, but I started these inside, and actually when I moved them out to hard them off, they got bit by the frost. So if you would have seen them before, you would think, oh my gosh, those tomatoes look wonderful by comparison. But anyhow, there's 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 of what's called a mortgage lifter. They're an heirloom. I was really excited to grow those because they got their name, the guy that had actually started them paid off his mortgage. I think that was back in the 30s, so I don't know if his mortgage might have been like $1,500 or something, who knows back then. But anyhow, cool story on those, and I wanted to grow some of those. These are brandy wine for slicing tomatoes as well, or fried green tomatoes, because that's what Russell loves. And then I have a son-in-law that just loves tomato sandwiches, so we got lots of tomatoes going on in the garden. Then I moved back to the corn, so I did 3 rows of 25 foot, and when that came up, so you can see that's coming up, then after that had started coming up, I done 3 more rows of the rest of the 25 foot of the corn, just to kind of succession plant those so I don't have so much coming on. You can see they're starting to come out of it. My gosh, they had so much water, they were looking yellow. And then that takes us down to my potatoes at the end. So I have 3 50-foot rows of Kennebec potatoes. This row is just empty. We decided to kind of leave it so we could have plenty of room to plow and hill up the potatoes. So we planted these very early, and when those came up pretty good, then I put in this 3rd row. And now they're looking pretty good too. I want to keep an eye though, and I just see it. So this is the first time I've seen this. These guys have just started. It's the daggone, they're fleas is what they are. And they are so hard on the potatoes. So I need to get some DE out here and put on them. It ain't gonna rain for a few days and nip those in the bud. So as you can see, it looks a lot different because I've just done everything more in traditional rows. A lot of everything just in the traditional rows. And we put electric around it this year too. We done pretty good last year, not having to worry about that. But the rabbits came and got my last planting of beans, so I didn't want that to happen this year. We just put the electric up. The dirt looks good. Very happy.